Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Strategic Sundays. Win the Week with Coach Sherea. To master your productivity, achieve your goals, and pursue your passions. We're gonna put the small camera on today because I've been up since 1:30. I had to take a quick nap and get back up. But welcome you guys to our Sunday planning session. So hopefully you have your downloads, your kit. So are you tired of feeling overwhelmed and unprepared for the week? So the goal for this Sunday is to get the most out of your week by planning in advance, to stay on task with the life goals that you set for yourself, to schedule your priorities rather than prioritizing your schedule, to create a consistent routine that'll help you get more done throughout the week, which is today, to keep you accountable each week by setting aside a specific time to plan, which is now, and to make sure you plan ahead for special holidays, birthdays, and special occasions. The ultimate goal is to reclaim your time so that you show up better in the world and have more time to focus on what truly matters, which is you. Your life, your passions, your purpose, to set and achieve your goals and to have time to pursue your dreams and live out your purpose. And so if we're so busy putting out fires and forgetting important dates and running to the grocery store at the last minute, then it's hard for you to, that's why we don't have the time to work on our goals and pursue our dreams and live out our purpose. And so my goal is to help you plan so that you have time to pursue your goals. All right, guys, so make sure you have your downloads, you have your snacks, your breakfast, whatever your comfortable clothes are, blocking out about 30 to 45 minutes with me. And then afterwards, maybe another 45 minutes to go deeper into your planning. And go ahead and get your coffee, your water, or your green smoothie, and let's go. Let's get ready. Repetition is the key to forming new habits. Each week you are here with me, we will repeat the same core information, the same slide every week. I add a few specifics or a couple of updates. I add a few upcoming calendar events, but essentially we follow the same formula. So the goal is to establish a regular routine and space to plan your upcoming week. If you do not have Sherea Vejan's 2024 Daily Planner, go ahead and scan the QR code at the bottom of this slide. It includes, so if you're a part of the 1 Year Success membership, that is included with your membership, so do not purchase it. If you don't have it, go ahead and get your digital ebook goal bundle. It's going to include the 2024 planner and also a digital copy of the goals journal. So I'll give you a moment to scan that. Oh, I was supposed to show you a copy of it. I don't have that. I didn't get that slide this morning. My bad. All right, so Strategic Sundays, plan your week. So we have our 2024 planner. You can either print it out or you can download it and upload it into your GoodNotes app if you have the iPad. I love that because you can write within your iPad and plan that way for all my digital users. You have your space to put this week's goals, your priorities, your personal to-do list. You have your habit tracker at the bottom. You have a place to put your notes. Unfortunately, and I've tried a lot of different methods because I personally use this planner. This is a planner I use every day, but I get up at 3:30. And so this planner starts at 7. So it starts at 7, it ends at 9. But I also use my Google Calendar. So once I put these things in my calendar, I transfer it to my Google Calendar. So we start the week with reflection. Follow effective action with quiet reflection. From quiet reflection will come even more effective action. And so, this is our time when we reflect. Reflection transforms experiences into insights. By intentionally pausing, we broaden and enrich our thinking. It allows us to refocus on the big picture. Um, this is part of chapter 4 of John Maxwell's book, The Law of Reflection and the Invaluable Laws of Growth, which I highly recommend. Take some time to reflect on your week. What happened last week? What do you want to happen this week? So, our goal for this exercise is to reflect so we can expect. So, last week's reflection, this week expectation. Um, your girl did not change out this slide, or I didn't print the slide. So for me, last week reflection, I actually had written it down, but I didn't change the slide. I started a brand new 9 to 5 job. So new schedule, new city, new industry. I started a new challenge with my body. That did not quite work out how I expected it. I started coaching a new group of 15 people, which added a lot to my plate. So it was a lot. Last week was overwhelming, but I knew that it was going to be overwhelming, and so I kind of planned. I didn't know how to plan, but I knew it was coming. And so this week will probably be the same. So my goal is to make sure I make space to pause. I make sure to reflect on what's happening. How do I get past this? How do I learn? Make sure I stay hydrated. Make sure I keep moving, and make sure I keep pausing. And so I was also auditioning for my church praise team. I have decided to wait on that, but I'm still practicing and still preparing for a future audition date. Also preparing to go back to school. So it's a lot of things happening. So as we're growing, as we're working on our goals, as we're transitioning, as we're moving up, as we're making power moves, as we say, we have to make space for the change, and we have to give ourselves the opportunity to feel what's happening. Hey, my body is changing. Sometimes, as we're getting older, my husband and I are noticing that I'm in my mid 50s, almost in my mid 50s, and he's going to be going into his 60s. Our bodies are changing, and we have to know that, recognize that, and act accordingly. Sometimes your supplements got to change. The types of exercise you do changes. Sometimes the type of foods you need at a different age changes. So you want to spend some time reflecting on the week, and based on how you felt, what happened, you want to set your expectations. That's so important. Oh, I did do it. Huh. So yeah, as I mentioned, last week was very intense. Many changes, many adjustments, new learning. I did receive a lot of support from my husband. And this week, I'm leaving the house at a new time, which is like 3:50, which is the time I normally get up. So now I'll be leaving. So I need to get up a little bit earlier, and then shifting around some accountability calls, right? What's coming up? So April, my goodness, bye April. April just came, showed up, and left, is leaving this week. And so as we get ready for a new week, May 1st, we have a new month, new goals, new budget. So in the middle of this week, we'll be starting our self-care topic. So for the whole month of May, we're going to be working on our self-care. May 2nd, National Day of Prayer. May 12th is Mother's Day. May 27th, Memorial Day. And then as we get into June 16th will be Father's Day. So making sure that we're putting in those events that are coming up, that we prepare for them. And this is a part of the fun calendar that I was telling you guys about. This will be the end this month. So, this month was National Pickleball Month, and I did not play pickleball all month. National Poetry Month, National Bucket List Day, National Volunteer Month. And so as we enter into May, there's going to be some new fun things happening in May, and I'll update you guys on that next week. This is a worksheet that's located inside of the course, and it's just a weekly sheet to remind you about planning your outfits for the week, checking the weather, reviewing your vision board, what errands do you need to run, washing your car, doing your laundry. So it's just a list broken down into the different categories to help you add in those last minute tasks. Meal planning, my goodness. We got off track with our meal planning last week because I work with my husband now, and so we leave together, we come home together, we take our lunch together, um, and so because I'm in the training mode as they provide lunch, it just kind of changed up our week a little bit. So we've been eating out this week. It kind of helped me with cooking because I cook every night, so it kind of helped me with the cooking. I think yesterday I cooked. It helped me with the cooking and washing dishes during this week because it's been kind of tough. And just we ate and just come home and then that's it. I don't have to do some things. But the benefits of meal planning, it helps you with portion control, allergy management. Those of you who have allergies, you kind of know what there was one day this week I didn't eat because I wasn't sure what ingredients was in the food that they provided, and I didn't have my EpiPen, so I didn't eat. And so when you plan your own meals, that helps you with allergy management if you're allergic to things. You eat healthier usually, reducing food waste, saves time, eliminates stress, and financial planning. I'm just going to check and see if there's any comments real quick. Okay, no comments. Meal prep tips. So again, we talked about there's a lot of different options for you. And then now as we get into this digital age and AI and all these different things for this generation, there's so many options for meal prep. There's so many people shipping your food. You can have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooked and shipped to you for the week. There's a lot of meal prep companies. There's a lot of nutritionists. There's a lot of fitness trainers that are now into meal prepping and preparing meals for you. So if you have a trainer, sometimes they work with somebody who does meal prep. So there's a lot of options for you for as far as meal prep goes. Some of the things that you can consider if you don't make a menu, maybe you can make a theme for the week. So like Meatless Monday, Taco Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, making healthy things on Wednesday, Crock Pot Thursday. Maybe that's the day that you throw everything in a crock pot. Fast Food Friday, maybe to end the week, you can just go out and eat. Celebration Sunday, those are the Sundays where we just kind of eat whatever, comfort foods and things like that. Budget. So this is the last week of April. So you want to take a look at your budget. I take a look at my budget. So take a look at your budget as you're ending the month, seeing what's paid, what didn't get paid, what you need to pay, what you're not paying maybe. And then start setting up your budget for May. So this is that week, the end of the month, where we kind of finalize April and set up our budget for May. Goal setting. So we are using the 2024 goals journal. We are finishing up on our home goals. And for the month of May, we're going to go into self-care. And so our reading plan, and let me make sure I change the reading plan. Our reading plan for April, we are on April, so we're ending up on April 27th. So you should be finishing up your routines. And then April 28th, we're going to be reflecting. We're going to be celebrating our success. We're going to be saying, how did April go in terms of my home goals? I know I got a lot of cleaning projects out the way, and there's a lot of cleaning projects I didn't get out of the way. I sorted a lot of my clothes. I got rid of some clothes. And so I did some things I made some dents. And then your weekly goal accountability tracker. And so based on the goals you set for yourself in the beginning of the year, your health and fitness goals, your travel goals, you want to make sure you're putting those routines here in your weekly goal accountability tracker. Anniversaries. Are you prone to forgetting anniversaries and birthdays and special events? You're like, oh my gosh, I forgot it was your birthday. Inside of your planner, you have a space to put important anniversary dates, either yours, your friends, your families. Those are good to remember just in case they have a party. You like, hey, her anniversary is this week. Let me keep that date open because they might have a celebration and I want to participate. There's a place to put birthdays. And then I have a whole list of tips on celebrating birthdays, like keeping a pack of birthday cards on hand, keeping gift cards on hand, and getting ready for those special days. What are you reading? So I'll be finishing up some of my books. The self love workbook will remain the same. The pivot year will remain the same. And then for the month of May, I'll be changing up these books in my book club for the month of May. And then we have a book list. So if you are part of our 1 year success plan, we have a 2024 book list, which is available. All right. So again, for our book club, we are reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. So April, our book will change. So next week it'll be a little different. Mastering your daily schedule. And this is where we put it all together. So time blocking allows you to intentionally schedule your most important tasks. It prevents you from filling your days reactively. So here's my time blocking. So the first time block that I do is sleep. So that didn't happen today. Today I kind of got off track a little bit because I had a special project I was working on. But I'm going to take a nap throughout the day to make up for that. So I try to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. The goal is 8. The minimum is 6. So that's the first time block I put in there. So my goal is to get to bed by 9:30 and wake up by 3:30. So next week, like I told you, I'll be leaving the house at 3:50, which means I have to change either the time I go to bed. Well, I'm definitely changing the time I get up, but then I'm also going to be taking a nap, taking another nap. So this is going to be a little tricky next week, but the goal is I have to sleep 6 hours. So probably I'm gonna have to go to bed a little bit earlier than 9:30, maybe 8:30, 8 o'clock. So I'll work that out today. Then my morning routine is about 70 minutes for my hygiene, shower, skin routine, prayer, devotion. My accountability call is 4:40 to 6:15. This is now turned into a drive accountability call. So I'm now doing this call while I'm in the car. So I'm going to be changing my time blocking again. My work. So next week my work time will change again because I have a different drive time. And then 5 to 9:30, this is pretty much standard. So from 5 to 9:30, I have to work on projects. So if I'm doing a meeting, if I'm hosting something, I know my main time block is 5 to 9:30. So next week, this time block may change from 5 to 8. So I'll have an hour and a half less, but then I'm going to use that hour in the morning, right? And then Saturday, I have a new coaching call at 6 a.m. out here. So that has changed, and that's usually from like 6 to 8. Sundays is family and Jesus, besides this call. And so I know I don't schedule anything on these days. And I let people know, hey, if you text me, if you call me, if you need me, I probably won't answer. And so on Sundays, people know, and I've been making it clear that I am closed on Sundays. So my coaching groups, they're still allowed to communicate, but just not expecting me to respond back. Okay. And then finding space to consolidate. So, like I said, my drive time has changed. It's the same time as my accountability call. So now I'll be putting this accountability call under work. So I'll be consolidating that. I'm still going to keep it separate. but I'll have it here. If that makes sense. So when you're doing your time blocking, you want to put like what is first? First things first. If you have a 9 to 5, if you work your own business, you're still going to time block. Maybe your time block is this is the time I'm going to spend on my business, but that may not be your priority time block since. But if you have a 9 to 5, you know for sure that's a time block that you have to clock in and actually clock out. If you have kids and you have to drop them off or pick them up or school events, recitals, PTA, you want to put all that in first. Then your personal schedule. I always start with birthdays and anniversaries because you do not want to miss these days. Um, Next, my church, the marriage ministry that we're a part of. We're like in a 10 week course, so I make sure I put those times in. I put in so like we were invited somewhere today at a different time, and when they said the time, we looked at our calendar. Okay, we're going to be here from this time to this time. So after this, and so I put in our ministry events. I'm going to be joining the praise team, not right now. And so I'll put in all that in. And then my accountability groups, my John Maxwell group, my MMU group, my book clubs, and then my routines. So I put in my work and family first, my personal schedule, and then making my adjustments and changes. What's new? What's changed? What's temporary? Any weekly meetings change, monthly meetings change, job change. So I had a lot of changes and adjustments this week, and so I have to make sure I adjust my schedule. All right. And then I put everything in my Google Calendar. And so everything I personally write out, I still personally physically write. And then my daily schedule tells me what's happening. So I go in, oh, okay, it's Travis's birthday. Oh, okay, it's Bonita's birthday. So I can either send them a quick text, I could send them an email. And depending on how close our relationship is, I might send a gift or I might send them a gift card through Apple Pay. And so on the side are all my calendars and they're color coded. And so I know that all of my John Maxwell is brown. I know that all of my personal calendar is in red. I know that my ACEs is in lavender. And so I know that my other accountabilities in red, my church calendars in blue. And so when you set up your calendars in Google, they're color coded. Streamlining and delegation. Once you've done everything, once you know your schedule, once you know your activities, once you know your routines, now it's time to streamline and delegate. What can you automate? What can you delegate to someone else? How can you consolidate things? So, like I was saying, now I'm going to be driving and doing my accountability call. Maybe you can drive and listen to your audiobooks. What can be eliminated altogether? I'm just not doing this week, you know. I think mostly this week we kind of eliminated dinner. You know, we said, hey, we got off, we just went straight to get something to eat, and then we came home because it was just too much. It was a big week. Maybe you can give those cleaning projects to somebody else instead of washing your car. Maybe you call a mobile detailer. So the time you're spending leaving and coming, you have someone in your driveway washing your car. Instead of going shopping, maybe on Saturday say, look, I'm gonna have all my groceries delivered. I'm gonna have the guy come and clean my car or a girl, and then have some delivery services. So start thinking about, especially when it's busy weeks. Next week is gonna be a busy week again. So we're asking ourselves, how can you can't keep adding things to your schedule and not deleting other things unless you're doing these other 4 items, which is automate, delegate, consolidate, or eliminate. That's called burnout. All right. And then there's a list of tips that you have in the back of your planner. Prepare. Again, we talked about preparing for change, new groups, new friends, new work schedule, new hobbies, new clients. So we talked about some of these things here already. So here are your resources, your 2024 goals journal, your 2024 planner. I also have a strategic Sundays playlist on Spotify. And I have a business marketing calendar for all of my business owners. And if you do not have the digital ebook goal bundle, go ahead and scan the QR code. It's very um, affordable, and you can download it and upload it into your Good Notes. And then if you want to be a part of our 1 year success program, go ahead and scan that QR code. It's a 1 year commitment for that. All right. Thank you guys so much. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. So he was planning, he was preparing. He knew it was going to rain. People around him were not expecting it to rain, but he knew and he was planning. And so we're not planning at the last minute. We're not planning when things come up. We're not emergency planning. We're planning in advance. So that way we have um, the space, the time, and the resources to work on our goals and fulfill our purpose. All right. So thank you guys. Have a great Sunday, and I will see you next Sunday.